started.
Hi everyone. I am just starting my game. So today we're gonna do some medieval makeovers, but to the descendants of Sims 4 townies. We're gonna start with land grabs. Land grabs was the first Sims 4 townies to whom I gave makeovers, and they had interest in life. At some point I stopped checking in on them and looking at what they're doing with their life. But even before that, they had interest in life. We're going to be doing that in just like my main save. I don't mind if some time passes in game. We're gonna to do it in my ultimate decade save. We're just gonna go to the families, look at them, give medieval makeovers to anybody who does not look medieval, and just see what's up, see what they're doing. Maybe I'm going to help some of them with their lives if some lineage that I want to keep doesn't want to, like, if characters don't want to get married and have kids, I'm going to help them a little bit if they're important to me. And we're gonna go to the Willow Creek and start with land grabs. There's two people in this house, Catherine Landgrab and Emiliano Caliante. I think the whole Landgrab lineage dwindled to this one person. A little refresher if it's your first time here. I'm going to tell you a bit of my lore for these families, because I have the whole series of videos on my channel where I did medieval makeovers for Sims 4 townies, but I not just gave them medieval clothing, I also gave them my own medieval lore, and I'm going to be talking about that for those of you who didn't saw those videos or don't remember, because it can be confusing. I understand. There is a lot going on in my head. Hi, cat lover. Welcome to the stream. hope it's going to be enjoyable. My day have been very calm, which is a very good thing. How is yours? Yeah, I forgot that my loading screens take forever. So for Landgrab family, original Landgrab family consists of parents, like Geoffrey Landgrab and Nancy, and their son Malcolm. And we also have Johnny Zest, who also is their son, but he lives separately. My Landgrab family, they all live together in this house. I called it Landgrab Manor, and I actually have built video for this house. This giant, very, very bougie house. They all lived here, and this, I think it's Malcolm's daughter. She's already an adult. Do you? Dina Landgrab and oh, nope, she's not Malcolm's daughter. She has Landgrab last name, but she's daughter of Dina Landgrab, who was wife of Malcolm Landgrab. But she's daughter of Dina and Jay Huntington, because Dina cheated on Malcolm. Does Malcolm had Any children? Did they have children together? Okay, this is complicated. How do I get to the Landgrab family tree? No one in this house is Landgrab. Okay, I'm just going to give them makeovers and chat while we incas. This is excellent. No one in this house is descendant of Landgrabs. It's so quiet. We're without music today. I probably will turn on in-game music because I tried to put on music yesterday from
DeRoy Benarla.
Sims Medieval, but I thought that Sims Medieval music would be like no copyright, but apparently it's not because I got a copyright thing on my stream. So we're back to just in-game music. Okay, I think Emiliano is Nina's son. So he has nothing to do with Landgrabs. She's pretending to be Landgrab. Did Malcolm have any children? Yes, he has children. He has children out of marriage. I just need to find them. I don't know where they are. Because he randomly had them just by himself. Nobody knows that this girl is not Landgrab. So she's inheriting everything. Just we know that she's not actually Landgrab. That she's daughter of Dina and Jay Huntington. Do I dress her like Dina? Probably. So I try to tell about my version of Landgrab family. Johnny Zest in my version of Landgrab family lived with his parents for a while, but then he decided to marry a woman of whom his mother did not approve of, and that's why they had bad relationship before that, but that was last nail in the coffin. Last coffin. After trying to live at his parents' house with his wife and his children, Johnny just eventually decided to move out. He got sick. Why? Of constantly fighting with his mother. So Johnny Zest family, I called him John Landgrab. His family moved out to Hanford and Bagley, his wife and his kids, and they were bougie family in Hanford, and we will go to them. We will give makeovers to them too. The main problem that I know of for this family is that Landgrabs didn't really produce an heir, because yes, Malcolm had children, and I think he has one boy, but that's child out of marriage. I don't know if the child can inherit anything. And the only another grandchild that also a boy is Prince, or now King Edward. I'm realizing that if you didn't watch the series, the Ultimate Decades, whatever I'm just saying is probably not helping. I gave Landgrabs, Geoffrey and Nancy, third child. So by default in games they have two, Malcolm and Johnny. I also gave them daughter, and I named her Nancy, after Nancy. So for a while we had two Nancy Landgrabs. And that daughter, the youngest child of Landgrab family, she got married to Prince Alexander Goth and then became with him queen. So when Alexander became king, she became queen. Because of that, Landgrab family is now related to Goth family. Again, giving her burns, like the scar from burns. I may have to keep that because there was actually fire in this house at some point. And I think in that fire her mom died. Like, Dina Caliante died in that fire. Or did I decide that she died in that fire? Maybe she didn't actually die in that fire, but I decided that she did. At some point I visited Landgrab's house and there was a fire. So maybe I actually keep the scar on her face. Where is it now? This? Game knows where those scars are. Yeah, I don't. Here they are. Maybe she got that scar as a child. Okay. I kinda like her hair, but I will change it. That was my original setup for Landgrab family. And at some point Malcolm got married to Dina Caliante. Because I decided that Dina will be very interested in Landgrab's money. So she like almost copied Landgrab family in a style, in the like their mannerisms, and tried to win Alexander that way. Not Alexander, oh my god, Malcolm, and tried to win Malcolm that way, and it worked. So that's how Dina and Malcolm got together. I think Dina Caliante in previous games was supposed to be all about money. She got money on her mind, her mind on the money. So I decided to kind of recreate that. But she was not faithful wife for Malcolm. They cheated on each other, have kids separately, but don't have a single child together. Hi Nuke. Also hi Zero Gaming. I didn't greet you. I hope you're doing well. Also forgot to give her skin details. And I think I'm going to marry Catherine to someone. It's almost like she called her daughter after her mom. Like Katrina, and she's Catherine. She had the skin tone on. Apparently she already has skin details on. I don't know if I even need to change something. Okay. I think I will find her a husband, but I will probably pick someone from the townies. As we will go through the townies, we will see who's single and age appropriate for her. This is Emiliano Caliante. He is the son of Nina Caliante, and I think one of the elves. I think his father is an elf. That's kind of where white hair is coming from. Nina had a wild life. I wanted her originally to be with Don Lothario, Nina Caliante, and Don Lothario. I don't remember why they didn't get together, but at some point I went to check on Caliante family and Nina is not there. Nina is gone. I don't know where she went. I find out that she married a guy from the village in Fondrico, like very poor farmer guy. I decided that I don't want her to be married to very poor farmer guy, because I just don't see Nina Caliante doing that. But when I went to like make them split out and move her back into her mother's house, I found out that she's pregnant, but not from her husband, from an elf. Maybe she was purposefully married guy in Fondrico to be closer to elves. I still wanted her to live, to not be married to that guy and move her to back to the Caliante's house, but she had a horrible relationship with her mother for some reason. It was Katrina. While her sister Dina still had normal relationship with Katrina. So I decided to move Nina with her sister, like temporarily. Maybe she temporarily asked her sister to live with her, but then I kind of forgot about them. And the temporary thing, and the thing that's supposed to be temporary. I'm confused about my words. And the thing that's supposed to last temporarily lasted for so long that this guy now living in Van Grub's house. I could make him a soldier. Like make him a knight. Maybe he will have to face his father in the battle. That could be interesting. I also don't know if I want him to have any kind of relationship, and I wonder why they didn't like autonomously married and had children. I need to check if my neighborhood stories are on. Also, if I don't make any sense, you can tell me. I don't know how much this is interesting and legible. I need to find Malcolm's children. But I think for that I need to go first to the branch of Landgrabs that lives in Hanford. So I can look through the family tree at their names. Because this guy is not even related to Landgrabs. I don't know who should be inheriting. Like this whole Landgrab house and the fact that they like lords. Because out of their 3 children, John Zest, Malcolm, and little Nancy, the one that married to the king, out of those 3, the only one who produced a son was Nancy. She had an Edward, but Edward is now king. So who would be inheriting everything Landgrab? Okay, Emiliana, yeah, this is your father. He wants to talk to his father. How many children this man has? Hold on. Okay, this only 3. Other 2 have their own families, I assume. Okay, I'm going to leave this house for a second and go to the different branch of Landgrab family. The Landgrab's kind of related to Caliante, but also not. Because Dina decided to marry Malcolm, but not to have kids with him. Where... These Goodmans? Where are Landgrabs? They will live in... somewhere in Hanford, on the lot where now tavern is. Flex family is Caliante family. I need to rename them. Scott. I think I lost all of my Landgrabs. How do I even find them now? I need to look through the king's family. Because they actually related to Landgrabs. I love having neighborhood stories on. It's fun to lose your Sims. I also think that King's family, royal family, needs to have another child, just so they don't die out by accident. I want Goth lineage to keep going. I really should have called this stream something like clean my save file with me. Because that's exactly what I'm doing right now. Okay, what you guys doing? This is Edward. King Edward. Who loves talk like a pirate day. What do you have? You have 40 days until you an elder. You have one son whose name is Cody. I don't know how I feel about that name, to be honest. For a future king, I don't think that I'm ready for King Cody Goth. We might have to rename him. Oh dear. Goth family tree is crazy. We need to give it time to load in a little bit. But we can actually see landgrabs here. If we look through Nancy, we see Joffrey, Nancy, their kids. Did the game delete someone? Aspen Bachelor. Huh, what is this? I think some people got deleted. That was probably Malcolm. I think Malcolm's the one who got deleted. Because this is John and Marina Landgrab. Their daughter married to son of Katrina Caliante. Okay, this is getting confusing. Their John's daughter continuing both Landgrab lineage and Caliante lineage. Pretty successfully. She has 3 children. Why is your last name Parr? Why you have different... You're dead. Jaylene is dead by Killer Rabbit. I don't know how. Her name is Parr for some reason, despite the fact that she's daughter of Landgrabs. Of John Landgrab. So she must have been married at some point, but not now. This branch is okay, but because Malcolm got deleted now, his branch is very confusing. Maybe they widows. I think they definitely widows, but one of them has like dead by thing, but looks like a live theme. So that's definitely glitching. Okay, you married to this person, have kids with this person. How can I now understand? Greenberg. I don't know who both of these people are. I assumed one of them was Malcolm. Because that's child of Nancy and Joffrey. But how is he has one... Is this one child? I think Kelly is grandchild of Joffrey and Nancy. And assuming that Sims that got deleted as his parents that got deleted as Malcolm. But I cannot be sure about that. Yeah, I definitely should have been keeping closer eye on all of this. But I also thought that Malcolm had more than one child. Can I find Kelly? Like, just spawn him in here. I think you can do that through MCC, just spawn sim by name. Teleport commands. Or this. On the mailbox. Summon Sims. Kelly. I already forgot his last name. Okay. Okay. He will be right over. Okay, Kelly? Where are you? Is it him? No, that's child. That's Cody. That's our prince. Okay, here is Kelly. Where do you live? On Sulani? Let me look at your family in Cass. I think Catherine can just inherit all the Landgrab's house and money and everything, just because it's very confusing to figure out who Malcolm's children are. He kinda looks like he could be a Landgrab. I don't know. His wife, no children. Or rather, he doesn't have children with his wife. That's absolutely Malcolm face, totally his mouth. I don't remember Malcolm exactly, but his face does give me a Landgrab vibe. Definitely, totally his son. We can kind of will him somehow into the whole Landgrab's drama. Maybe he can try and prove that he's the only son and Catherine is not a legitimate child. None of them are legitimate, to be honest. Maybe I'll move them from Sulani somewhere closer. I'm impressed by your ability to recognize facial features. I don't have that good of a memory for faces. That's his spouse, Naomi. What's with makeup? That's a lot of makeup. And I'm assuming, whose child is this? They live with some random people. I thought that was the other people are Naomi's children, but no. Just some randos. Should I give you fancy dress? I don't know who their mother was. Like how she ended up with Malcolm. We will never know. So I don't know if they rich or not. I will probably move them to Willow Creek. I need townies anyway. And it's nice to have townies that actually dressed in medieval clothing. Let me just remove this. Okay. Okay, there is two brothers with last name Harris. I have no idea where they come from. And Wade Kiloha, I think. Also not related to anyone in this house. I don't know why these people live together. Maybe I will move all of the land grabs in the land grab manner. Just because I don't want to be empty, and I don't want Catherine to be all alone here. But on the other side, it wouldn't be nice for Catherine to be alone in that manner. Maybe just with her family. I just now think that there is not really a place for land grabs branch in Hanford, because I will probably want for my Sims to live in Hanford. And also we decided that we're gonna have nunnery, which is going to be residential lot. That also will take up like one lot, and there is not that many lots in Hanford. So maybe John's children will have to move back in Landgrab's family home with their spouses, and then they all can just fight for inheritance. Peter's still living in the king's castle, but I was thinking about moving him back home. Because he's no longer a blacksmith. He is now a writer. Peter became a writer. Probably writing about his crazy life. What are you doing? Dancing. Cool. How about you, Edward, and your wife, while I'm here, go try for baby. Try for baby. My goth portraits are gone. For the goth family, I made portraits in game. Not these custom content objects, but like paintings in game for Mortimer and Bella and their kids and also their parents. And now Peter likes dancing, and now all of these portraits are gone.
Nina. Watanabe
Are you doing
Scansis,
it?
Domi Bayen,
Nuloy Sawata.
Priscilla Kumbar.
You trying for baby? Yeah. Maybe Nancy Landgraf wanted all of those portraits gone to replace them with portraits of her daughter and her grandson. This happened to all of your portraits too, Zero Gaming. I heard that there is like all over problem for all of Sims players, and they kind of fixed it, but they fixed it in new saves. So if you create new save, a portrait should not disappear, but in all of your old saves, they're not gonna return. And that's so sad, especially for like legacy players, for people who like to keep memories in the form of portraits. And I think it's the same for pictures, like from photos that your Sims does on the phone and camera. That's they also gone. You can never trust this game with anything. I wanted to look at land grabs at other branch. Before I forget, I will move this Malcolm's son from Solani to Willow Creek. Just him and his wife. You don't have that much money, guys. I don't know how much money I want to take from this poor family. Yeah. Who lives here? Feng. I moved Feng family here because they lived in San Mishuno and I don't play in San Mishuno in this save. So it made sense for me to move him here. Here where Frost family lives, this Father Winter and his grandchildren. And this house, unfinished house, if you watched Black Widow series, that's a house of Anna Costier, the woman that Max married and then that died because she's been unfortunately been married to Max. The house I played that in a different save, and the house was a tree growing through it. I saved it to the gallery, wanting to put it here, but gallery doesn't let me to put it here. It gives me error message. This is where Jay Huntington's children live, I think, if they his children or not. I'm just going to put those guys on empty lot and maybe one day we will build a house there. But for now they're just going to live in Willow Creek. Okay, I don't care about you. Can I find other land grabs just by looking at them? No, I think I need to look through the family tree. my headcanon is that Malcolm killed Dina. Like, he discovered somehow that she cheated on him, that Catherine, their daughter, is not his child, and that house fire that I saw just by pure accident because I visited their house because Dina lived there, completely unrelated to actual land grabs, and house fire started. My headcanon is that Malcolm started that house fire to kill Dina. And she actually died later from fire. If you look at family tree, she died from fire, if I remember correctly. Okay, let me look. Do you know? Okay, that's your wife. For some reason, this person absolutely despises you. And that's your children, I think. Yeah, you have one child with bachelors. With Aspen Bachelor. So you also decided to infiltrate Ghost family just from other side. This elderly woman, Aspen Bachelor. Who's Harris? Why do I feel like I heard last name Harris before? Okay, anyways, your out of married children don't count. Maybe I should give you guys a child. Or you can figure out that on your own. No, I think you can figure out that on your own. If your branch dies down, that's your fault. What confuses me is that if you look at Landgrab's family tree, it looks like they had 4 children. Who is their first child? Colin Greenberg is their descendant. If you click on Colin, he thinks that Nancy and Geoffrey are his grandparents. So they had a whole other child that I don't even know about. Okay, Rosalia Flex. I need to write down their names so I can just summon them for MCC. Rosalia decided to join Flex family, Flex/Caliante family. She can stay there. The Kara Par is very interesting because Par is important last name in this save. And Jeline is dead. Yeah, I don't need to worry about Jeline. Maybe Kara lives in Par's house. Par is the last name of a person with whom technically the whole Ultimate Decades legacy started, not like actual founder, but from whom our founder stole a dragon egg. He lives here, this Par house. And this is Kara. Why she lives here, I don't know. Let's look at them in cast.
Polynied Criphoba.
Do you relate to anyone? Is this your daughter? I'm assuming this is Ashley, but spelled in the most cursed way. Oh no, that's not her daughter, that's other person's daughter. Yeah, Kara is just not related to anybody in this house. She just has Par last name and she lives here. And she has black hair because John's wife had black hair. Okay, that makes sense. Was she married to one of Spar's children? They just didn't manage to have a kid together? Probably. That's the only way she could have gotten that last name. How old are you? You're an adult. Maybe I will just move her to Landgrab house and she can try again. She can start her life over. It's also a little bit funny because, like not funny, just interesting, because at some point Newcrest became kind of France-inspired town, purely because I put a war camp in Newcrest, and war is the 100 years war, the one that's going on right now, was in France in the real world history. Par household wears black, so I'm giving her black dress. I can give her this very fancy headpiece. But black is not the exact same black. And I don't like it. Or I just need to accept that black's not going to match and pick a different color. She kinda has the same mouth. Now I'm learning the facial features of Landgrab family. Let me give you lashes. Okay. For now, I'm not going to touch the rest of Par's family. I will eventually. But they can be their own separate thing. And I'm just going to move her with her cousins. Cousin. in Willow Creek. Now both her and her cousin need husbands. Okay, for now I don't need you in playable households. And Flex family, I think they should live in Oasis Springs if they didn't move at some point. Yeah, they live here. And because we visit in this household, we can chat about Caliante family, because technically... Now we on to Caliante family. So originally, Caliante family consists of Katrina and her two daughters, Nina and Dina, and also Don Lothario for some reason. In this save, Don Lothario had a little bit of a romance with Nina, but it didn't went so far. He had a little bit of romance with Cassandra. They even wanted to... And then I decided to weave in the story from Sims 2, where Don Lothario leaves Cassandra at the altar. But in this universe, Cassandra is princess, so that was very big scandal of him leaving the princess at the altar. It was very big scandal to begin with of princess wanting to marry someone like Don Lothario, but her father, King Mortimer Goth, decided to allow that, but then Don Lothario just left her at the altar. And then died under unknown circumstances. Okay, so Rosalia, she's already an elder? My god. The grandchild of Langrabs is already an elder. She hates someone named Steve. Stevie. These two old ladies hating each other. Okay, she's married. She only has kids from her husband, which is a rare thing to see in this save. They're just a happily married old couple with a bunch of children. I'm glad to see that at least somebody's life went well. Let me take you in the cast. So I talked about Don Lothario.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You have weird gloves. That what happened to Don Lothario. Nina, as I was saying, she was in love with Don Lothario at some point, but then she apparently decided that elves are better than Don Lothario and had a child with an elf. And then spent most of her life hiding in her sister's house with her child until she died. That was very anticlimactic ending for her. And Dina married Malcolm, as we already saw. Katrina also had an interesting life of her own. Very early on in this save, she autonomously married Marcus Flex. And I actually ship them because they got married, Katrina and Marcus Flex got married in multiple of my saves. autonomously. And I think Andrew Flex is their child. Katrina's and Malcolm's is also built like a wardrobe. Apparently ended up being married to Rosalia. But Katrina was not married to Marcus Flex for a long time because Marcus died. I think he died from fire, but I actually didn't witness that fire. I just saw it in the family tree. It says death by fire. She lived for a while at their house after that, but then she moved back, or rather I moved her back into Caliante's house. And then she autonomously married different person, and I think they had kids together with that person. I just don't know where those kids are right now. Let's do dark green for you. He's gloomy, evil, and art lover. Yeah, Andrew is not the most compelling person. And his wife is genius, grouch, and erratic. So together they had Juliana Flex. Let's look at you. Juliana looks really cute. Let's give you some medieval braids. I don't have much clothes for kids. Here you go. Also, Sylvia Flex. Both of their daughters are wearing glasses. But technically, both of their daughters have poor vision. And also their youngest child, Edwin Flex, who's a toddler, while they're both elders. I forgot to give Sylvia a different hairstyle. The first normal family in this save. We just started them. I was just very confused by Landgrabs. Okay, Edwin. The little heir. I need to look at Andrew's family tree because Katrina had more kids after him. I think it's a little bit weird that he's married. I will try to understand who he married. Is technically related. If we assume that everyone assumes that Dina had a child with Malcolm. Okay, this is confusing. So, Dina is Andrew's sister. Malcolm, his brother-in-law, and Jaylene is his brother-in-law's brother's daughter. Maybe they also confused, that's why they got married. He's also going to die soon. He's like so close to death. Let's look from Katrina's perspective. How many kids Katrina had? 4. Dina and Nina, her son Andrew, and also Eden. And Eden is from Katrina's second marriage. But I cannot longer see like Katrina's second husband. He for some reason got deleted. And Eden is married to Justin Wiseman. I don't know why, but that's kind of funny. Funny last name. Wait. Wait. Hold on. You married to Justin Wiseman, but you have child with Caden Wiseman, who's your brother-in-law. Eden, what are you doing? That's an interesting family. And also, the child going to look like her husband because he's his nephew to her husband. I wonder where they live. I want to look at them. That's not very wise of you. Okay, summon Sims by name. Eden Wiseman. Okay. Eden will be right over. I want to play in Oasis Springs with someone. I really like Oasis Springs. And it's been a long time since I played in this. She looks like Katrina so much. He doesn't like his sister. Andrew doesn't like his little sister. Okay, wait, where do you live? In San Mishuno. No, in Mountain Comorabi. Parents Katrina Batiste. Yeah, her Katrina's second husband last name was Batiste. Maybe I should move them back to the Oasis Springs so she can live closer to her brother, who doesn't really like her, but still family. Do I want to look at bachelor's family? I didn't really give them makeover, I created them. Bachelors are Bella Goth family. Okay, somewhere here. Wiseman family. Not all of them are equally wise. I also wonder how old is her husband. Well, she's already an elder, but she could have just became an elder. I have my little list of families at whom I want to look, what they're doing with their lives. The list is Landgrab's bachelors, characters from Black Widow, Pancakes, Caliente, Goth, and Volko. Volko we already did when we were creating werewolves. Okay, this guy's sad, somebody died, their parent died. Trey, okay, Eden, how old are you? That's not Eden. Yeah, she's kind of recently became an elder. She also hates children. that could explain why she had child so late in life. If she's already an elder and her child is toddler. Who's your husband? I forgot already. Wow. She has full romance with 2 people. Both of which are teenagers. That makes me really uncomfortable. Wait, why? He's not a teenager. Oh, he finished grade school. I thought it says that he's in the grade school. Oh my god. Thank God. Eden, I'm sorry. I thought very bad things about you. He's an adult. I've never been so happy to learn that somebody is an adult. Where is your brother? I think his brother doesn't even live with him. But she somehow found his brother. Who are all these people in your family tree? Caden. Yeah, Caden lives in Windenburg. But somehow his wife had child with his brother who lives in Windenburg. Who are all these people to you, by the way? I'm going to move Eden, her husband, and her child either to Oasis Springs, maybe to Windenburg. Just kind of closer to where her family lives.
Hey, Shuli Prasig!
It's son, that's spouse. Yeah, I think they don't know other people in this house. They just live with them for some reason. Let's give Justin a hat. It kind of looks cute on him for some reason, despite the fact that it's clipping a lot. Just sleep well. Okay, you're good. I like her spider necklace, but I don't think I'm going to keep it. It looks very cool. I mean, there is version without the choker part. Maybe I can keep the spider necklace. I'm not even playing with this family. Just for fun. Maybe with this dress, it's not like you're not going to notice right away, but when you look closer, you're like, huh, this necklace is a spider. No, this covers it completely. You can also give her a fancy hat. Okay, Eden, let's move you. You, your husband, and your son from his brother. I still can't get over it. Because it's random. That I didn't set up that like game randomly gave her kid, not from her husband. But when game was picking out sim to give her kid with, game picked out her husband's brother. That's funny to me. In the game, not in real life. I notice myself always fidgeting with something on streams. I think because I'm getting nervous and kind of awkward. I need something. And I'm sitting at my desk that has all my stationery, all my random like hair ties and stuff on it. I'm kind of picking up random objects and fidgeting with them. With my hair ties, before I was fidgeting with my ring and with some washi tape. Maybe I should not be sitting next to all of my comfort stuff. Okay, what do I want to do? I want to move you. Split you from these people you don't even know and move you closer to your family. So what we have from Caliante family? We have Katrina's two younger kids, they already elders, but they have kids on their own. Katrina's two older daughters, Dina and Nina, already passed away. I think Nina passed away from old age, but Dina from fire. I need to double check that. Maybe I don't remember it correctly. But both of them had one child each. So that's what came from Caliante family. Let's create new household. Move you guys. Also don't have that much money. Maybe I move you to Newcrest. Because I want to start eventually populating Newcrest. So they could be like one of the first families I put here. Let's put you in Fern Park. And these guys can go. I also need to make sure that for all of these sims I have neighborhood stories turned on so they can do something with their lives. Okay, so that's technically Caliante family and Landgrab family done. So the giant Landgrab manor is all for two Landgrab cousins. One of them is daughter of Johnny Zest and another is supposedly a daughter of Malcolm. Like, everybody thinks that she's daughter of Malcolm. And also Dina's son randomly living with them. Nina's son randomly living with them. I don't really have a place for him to go. Unless he decides to join his father, an elf. But other than that, he really has nowhere to go. Goth family are technically all nice and sorted out. They have a second child on the way. We also have Elodie, King's sister, Princess Elodie. She's also married and has a child, so Goths are fine. In Windenburg, I have Bachelor's family. Bachelor is the last name of Bella's parents, and I don't remember her parents' names, but I remember that her brother's name was Michael. Michael had two daughters. Aspen is one of them. I'm going to play with this Bachelor's family. And she has sister, but I don't know where that sister went. We're going to look at that through the family tree. And I just want to make sure that that branch is continuing for a while. And I'm trying to remember who else is supposed to be in that house. Technically, Bella's kids, younger children, supposed to be in this house. If you watched last episode of Ultimate Decades, you know about whom I'm talking about. Bella's two younger children from an elf. He had a little too many children. I didn't plan for him to. I think he had 4 kids. Okay, Aspen. Let me look at your family tree. Yes, her sister has already passed away. Wait, who you married? Did you had kids together? Yes, you did. Okay, now this is becoming weird. Because one of Michael's daughters, Daya, married a half-elf who's a son of elven leader. But also Bella Goth, Michael's sister, also had children with that same elf. And now I don't want to, and now I don't know how to get out of this situation, being weird. That's not like they could like. Okay, I need to collect my words. They could have potentially ended up in this situation because they didn't know. Like, Greg Frost doesn't know that he's a son of an elf. So I guess it's normal. I don't know how to feel about that. Maybe it's actually not as weird as I think it is. She died by old age. He's remarried apparently. Or they were never married to begin with because their child has her last name. I wonder with whom Gwendolyn lives now. With her biological father or with somebody else? Because judging by the last name Gibbons, Dia was married to somebody else. I want to summon her. The grandchild. Where is your guys' mailbox? I don't know why this random person is here. She dressed in medieval clothing. Okay, so where is Gwendolyn? Okay, this is her. Where do you live? In San Mishuno, so she doesn't live with her biological dead family. I could move her in this house. I know, everyone having kids out of marriage is becoming kind of too complicated to keep up with. And also elves kind of infiltrating this world. They're going to take over without war just by how many children that one elf had.
Quaxie.
Bachelors also didn't have any sons. They only had 2 daughters. When we saw Bachelor's family in the where did I give her? In the last episode of Ultimate Decades, in the 40th episode of Ultimate Decades, we kind of looked in the past. I hope I made it clear, actually. Maybe I had to say that. That was like even before war started. So in that episode, Malcolm, I cannot move on from landgrabs. Michael and his wife, Michael Bachelor, was an elder, but in the present, in year 1350, his kids are elders. She has such an interesting eye shape. I really like it. Didn't give anyone a cool belt for a while. I need to fix it. And Gwendolyn going to live with her aunt. I think it's fine. She probably has no clue that her grandfather is an elf. I like this headpiece. I cannot wait for the that like long cone-shaped princess hat to be like time appropriate. But I think it's in the middle of next century. It's somewhere in 1450s. It's going to be so fun. I cannot wait. I think that's all I'm going to do for bachelors, because it's technically the whole bachelor family. No, if Gwendolyn's mom had children in marriage, they would be also considered bachelor descendants. But I think I'm just going to leave them out. This is becoming very confusing. I kind of already gave makeover to Pancake's descendants. Eliza and Bob Pancakes in the safe were merchants, and they had 3 children. One of those children, their oldest son, Iggy, is already an elder and he never married or had any kids. Younger son, his brother, don't remember his name, he married and he has a couple of children, and their daughter also not married. But I will just leave it to the neighborhood stories to decide if she will ever marry or not. They didn't have any drama going for them. Pancakes are very tame household in this save, especially when you compare them to someone like Landgrabs. Another thing that I wanted to do is that I wanted to decide what I'm going to do with family from Black Widow Let's Play. It's technically supposed to exist in this save, but I haven't been updating them for a very long time. Like I played with them in the different copy of the save, thinking that one day I will like transfer their family in here. But I did not do that. And now I need to kind of figure out how old they're supposed to be. They're supposed to live in Windenburg, and like part of their family does live in Windenburg. Like Black Widow's oldest child is already an elder. But I think it will almost be easier for me to take them from the gallery. I saved them to the gallery. On my gallery I have here Bachelor's family in the older version where Michael is still alive, his daughters are like in their young adulthood. I also created royalty for Windenburg. And I think I never added them in this save. Another character that I completely forgot about is, I think his name is Oswin. Oswin Goth is like Mortimer's son, but not from Bella, from the woman who played the role of Bella. We have here Max and Eve's kids. I don't think I'm going to add all of them, maybe a couple. Maybe we'll say that some of them died, didn't live to this day. Who I definitely want to add is Jade with her child, who's also happens to be daughter of Grim Reaper. Very interesting family. Let me put you in this house. We're going to evict all of those people and just delete them. I don't know where they went. I want to delete them. Here. Jade is a ghost, so she will forever remain in this form. Leonard is supposed to be an elder. And he was a teenager. Let's say that he was like 15 and now he's 50. So we're looking at 35 years difference in time. If I did math correctly.
Freak.
So his brother can be an adult.
Tinawa Frongi.
That's an interesting outfit. An interesting beard. Why are your eyes purple? I think it's Villarreal eyes that I forget every time. That Villarreal eyes are purple. He hates children. I'm not surprised, honestly. His mother had like 8 of them. He's gloomy. He's a bro. Okay. You can be what he would want. His dad died. His mom was Black Widow, and his brother went crazy. What he would want in life? Probably some peace and quiet. Leonard also needs his last personality trait. You can also be gloomy. And this is beautiful baby Onyx, who's a child of Grim Reaper. I don't know how old I want to make her. I technically don't have to follow the time frame for her. She's a literal child of death.
With a harpene. Ook.
She has some of those Grim Reaper's features, especially in the eyes and in the mouth. I will probably make her immortal. Now she can just exist in the save. I wanted to give her this like completely black eyes, but that would make very easy for people to understand that there is something off about her. That she's not just a girl. I don't know what she could possibly do with her life. Maybe be a medium or something, communicate with the dead. I created her in this universe without having any actual plans for her. I was thinking maybe she could be like a banshee, like messenger of death. I don't know much about banshees, to be honest. I only know that they like predict death with their scream. And for someone who's literally created like, from Grim Reaper having child with human, she can be like a banshee of this universe. From various flower lace. I don't know where this dress is from exactly. It's like it's a part of the dress. It's not separate item. But I think I got it. But I think I found this dress through a Tumblr post. Maybe I can find it and like link it under the stream, either the Tumblr post or dress itself. But that's like one. There is a creator on Tumblr who does really cool, like collections of items for different decades, like with links and everything. I'm focused on removing her accessories. I'm gonna look really quick if I can find it. I probably have it saved. Because I've been using it when I just started Ultimate Decades. This is their Tumblr. I'm assuming the sim line is their name on Tumblr. I've been using their posts, like links in their posts with collections of CC for different decades when I just started decades. And I think this is a dress with a lace. They do like they do it even sorted by decade. Or rather century, not decade, century. Court-plated dress. That took me to a different posts. This one probably. I have no idea what this link is. It's supposed to be link for a dress. It worked at some point. I don't know if the link is working now for that specific dress. But I recommend you to check out Sims line on Tumblr, the Sims line on Tumblr. They have so much good stuff for Ultimate Decades with links sorted by century. When I just started decades, it was so helpful. Also, especially if you don't have any like reference for what clothing from certain time period is supposed to look like silhouettes, cuts. They did really good job. I kind of think she would wear much simpler clothing though. She's everything that Cassandra Goth wanted to be. Cassandra Goth had a little obsession with Grim Reaper, mostly because at the time when I created like the whole medieval lore for the Goth family, there was event going on. I think it was called Reaper Rewards, and it was all about making ambrosia. And I'm still salty about that event because it glitched for me and I couldn't play through it. And because of that, I don't have base game coffin, and I really wanted that item. I really wanted base game coffin. But I tried to play through that event with Cassandra Goth because like she's trying to find her mother, she's trying to figure out if her mother dead or alive. So she decided to do it through her obsession with Grim Reaper and helping him. I saw this teeth necklace, like just a rope with some teeth on it. I downloaded it with the idea that I want to make a tooth fairy for this world. But like a little bit creepy version of tooth fairy. I always thought that the concept of tooth fairy is already creepy, like to begin with. What do you mean that there is a magical creature that you trade in your teeth with for coins? That doesn't sound like a good idea. She doesn't look like a person who would leave their house. What personality traits would she have?
Ah. Schleesem.
If she's like a my take on Banshee, maybe erratic and gloomy.
Oh, Quink.
Her name is Onyx, by the way. Okay, so they're going to live in Black Widow's house, one of the Black Widow's houses. Pierre potentially could have a family. Okay, let me look at the rest of Black Widow characters on my gallery. I do want to have Max in this world because I potentially want to play with him more, but like elderly Max who's gone crazy and maybe going on a murder sprees. How many people? 5? Yes, they're not going to fit in that house. I think he would have to come back to Willow Creek, to this house. These people getting evicted. So just some random family that was living in this unfurnished house. It's Hemlock's child. I'm kind of tempted to delete some of these children and just say that they didn't survive. If I let all of them live, I will have too many descendants of Black Widow.
Fribs Kubero.
He's an elder, but his hair didn't went grey. Okay, for now I'm just going to keep you an elder. And I can keep Osmond as another surviving child of Black Widow. He's also going to be an adult, and I will probably give him a family.
Gusha Blanco.
And he can live in the later Black Widow's house, her third house. I'm just going to randomize his personality. Materialistic, outgoing, and cheerful. He learned no lessons from his mother. Let's give you fortune. Fortune aspiration. I also need to put houses of Black Widow in this world because they don't really exist in this world yet. I probably need to put move objects in. Let me try to put this house with a tree. This house like broken by the tree and trees growing through the house. For some reason gallery doesn't let me to really put it in other saves. Maybe it will let me now. Nothing really changed, just some time passed. Maybe they fixed something. Maybe? We're loading into the lot for some reason. So maybe it worked. No, it didn't, just bulldozed previous house. What is happening? It's like stuck now. Let's try it one more time. Do you know why this problem could be? Why I cannot place lot from my gallery into the vault? System error. It's not telling me much. I don't know what system error means. If I try and place different house on this lot, it works. So the issue is with that one specific lot on the gallery. But I don't know what the exact issue is, so I don't know how to fix it. So we might just have to say that that house been demolished completely and forget about it. This is another Evangeline's house. I think candidates for this lot. This is a house from last episode of Black Widow. Okay, that placed, no problem. We're going to move Osman there. Or rather, with families that already lives in it. I don't even know who they are, but now they live in with Osman. And I'm also going to give him some money. Maybe Osman can get married to Landgrab cousins. One of them, not both of them. They both adults, and they kind of need husband and kids. Yeah, hold on, I'm going to do it differently. I literally don't know who this random Goto family people are. I'm going to give them like 20k and send them on their way. I don't know you. And your last name is Munch. I want to move your brothers with you. Honestly, Leonard can just stay with Onyx. He's going to die soon anyway. And I'm not planning to do anything with his life. Okay. And now these two brothers can marry non-grab cousins. Like Osman can get married to Catherine Landgrab and like with her inherit Landgrab and estate and all of their land. And her cousin Keira Parr, daughter or grandchild, daughter of Johnny Zest, can get married to Pierre Villarreal. So everybody who I wanted to continue their legacies can do that. I'm just going to create children for them in cast because I'm assuming if they're adults, their kids would be like children or teenagers,
Hey, Shuli Prasing.
not newborns. I hope their kids will inherit his purple eyes. I'm going to make you married and give you Villarreal last name. What?
Widaba.
My game is a little bit
Noosh.
struggling. Let's give you a teenage son. Randomized son. They all look very interesting. So what's your name going to be? Santos. Let's do Miguel. Miguel Villarreal. Does that sound French? He's kleptomaniac and he's geek. Of course he's evil. Why wouldn't he be? Let's just give you sticky fingers aspiration. Why not? You're taken after your grandmother. He does have purple eyes, but he also looks like he judges you. Let's give you medieval haircut. So you can be even less appealing. And then we will try to cover it all with skin tone. Okay, and maybe they also can have like a child daughter. How did you get your loading screen to have a background? It's not the part of new pack. I'm not buying new pack. It's a mod. You can change like your loading screens. It's basically just a picture, so mod just adds different picture. And I also have a plum bob replacement. If you saw, the plum bob is different color. I think I even left at some point link to my loading screen. Hold on. I think also under stream. Yes, under my very first stream. Can I put links in chat? That's what I want to know. Apparently I can. Here you go. This is my loading screen. And I think this is like a Patreon post of the person who created loading screen, and it also explains, like gives links to the plum bob replacement if you also want a neutral colored plum bob, like I have. let's give you some very cute dress. I'm happy to help you. Fresh panda. Pandas. Interesting nick. I really like this loading screen, so I'm really happy to share. And that creator has a lot of loading screens, like a lot, and in very different styles. Not only this like medieval, old-timey. Children cannot have lashes. I'm surprised by that every time. Ooh, that's pretty eyes. She doesn't have purple eyes. Only her evil brother gets to have purple eyes. What's your personality trait will be? Hot-headed. This is their grandmother's genes coming through. I wouldn't say Eve was hot-headed. She was very patient with her plants. Okay, so this Villarreal's... What's your name will be? Alondra. Beautiful name. This family is ready, and also with that, Johnny-Zest has grandchildren. So these two teenage and two brother and sister Johnny-Zest grandchildren. So this is good for you. I need a neighborhood stories for you to be turned on. I'm assuming I need to do it individually. I don't really want you guys to move. Use the same creator for your background and from Bob Nuke. Their stuff is so pretty. I agree. I really like their stuff. I sometimes get sick of default like blue, what? I think blue background, green plum bob. Not really, not really my aesthetic. This looks so nice. I had year 1350 this whole time on the screen. We're not even playing decades, but I guess it is year 1350. Okay, you, Catherine. Catherine going to be married to Osmond. But her last name going to be Munch. Unfortunately, I prefer kind of land grab. I think I also going to create children for them because I don't trust them to do it on their own.
Alfonso Kalu.
He looks cute. I would say that he looks like a land grab. But maybe that's actually a good thing to not look like a land grab. Just going to add some plush. He's just a teen. But we're going to dress him like a land grab, which means steel blue. And fancy. I think this is cute. What your personality will be, let's randomize that. Not lactose intolerant. Go away. Do something else. Glutton and insider. I have like personal beef with lactose intolerant being a personality trait. Maybe we should call him Joffrey, like after his grandfather. But I don't remember how his name's spelled. I don't think this is right. Hold on, I need to Google that. Okay, I'm not correct. Is it really 2F? Yeah. Okay, Joffrey Munch. Let's make another kid for them. They can have 2 boys.
Subyump.
We can overcompensate for the rest of the Landgrab family. He looks more like a Landgrab. You're going to be Dominic Munch. And your personality trait will be cheerful. Very lovely. Also going to dress you in teal blue. I'm not going to give family to Emiliano Caliente because he is son of an elf who has way too many children. I'm just going to let neighborhood stories decide if he's going to have children or not. Okay, and also I wanted to add a moth family, which is my fairies. But I think I kind of have Moth Yara living here. Yeah, I'm just going to replace her. It's going to be easier. If you're not familiar with this family, this is Yara Moth. She's a fairy. I just decided that aliens in this universe are fairies. And she has 2 kids. Both of them are fairies. Let's put them in the world. Let's move in. And she has those kids from 2 different men, but like men are the ones who gave birth to kids because alien abduction thing. She just then took those kids. That's all from Black Widow. If you didn't watch Black Widow, it's... I was kind of doing wherever I want in Black Widow. Okay, I'm going to delete this version of Yara. Because it's like the same character. She's just living with this other fairy, Fernando. They're not like related by any means. I just kind of plopped them together because they're both fairies. Fernando has his own mission in this world. He's looking for his lover, and I don't think I ever told that in the video. Sometimes I get confused what ideas just live in my head and what ideas I told in videos. But in a fairy realm, his lover was like a main fairy, the most powerful fairy that everyone else is looking up to when it comes to magic and like wisdom. But she disappeared at some point. Like she went to Earth, to the people's realm, and disappeared. And now he came here to look for her. And he's been looking for her in Fondrico for 50 years. It's embarrassing at this point that he's still not found her. Fairies are immortal, basically. They don't age. They're not immortal, but they don't age. They can die from other things. So he's like looking for Queen of Fairies and failing at it for 50 years. For some reason it didn't occur for me for how long he's been looking for her. The timeline in this universe is... I was not paying attention to the time with all of the side stories. I'm just having fun. Takes long time to load. I just wanted to look at fairies. I don't really know what I'm going to do with Yara and her 2 children. They also need to be older. I forgot to make them older. They need to be like grown up. Teenagers or young adults. She created them with the idea that they can communicate with people for her. Okay, now it's concerning how long it's taking. We've been looking a lot at this loading screen, so that's a good thing that it's something pretty and not default loading screen. So how's your day been going? Have you touched some grass lately? I'm very good at small talk. Okay, so it is. See, somewhere in the bushes, Yara and her kids. Where is Fernando? Come here. He's in his human form. And I need to go back in cast to make these kids older again. Oh, I will save because I don't remember how often I was saving the game. He had an interaction to complain about love life to a literal child. She doesn't need to listen about how you've been failing 50 years to find your beloved queen.
Sabavdi hope.
This is Mara. I'm going to make her, I think, young adult.
Super young. And a prep kiddo.
Okay. I really like her, she's really cute. Or, I think she's cute. Like, it took off her skin details and like, I think she's cute. Also, the way she's been created is very interesting and fun, and so I have a little bit of an attachment to her. I want to play with her, or like with this whole fairy squad, but I don't really have an idea. I almost want to marry fairies into, like half fairies, not full fairies, into main household. I want to have human teeth or not? Technically don't have a need for any sharp teeth. I already kind of forgot what she looked like, and she was a child. We need to give her little antennas. Just like her mom. What else? What is this? This is wings, but that's not exact wings that I want to give to her. This is such a cute ears. they want to use them instead of regular Sims 4 ears. Like pointed Sims 4 ears. Maybe we can try that. I guess I can make a tooth fairy just out of one of the regular fairies. Maybe one of them just becomes interested in teeth. I also need to give you a hair. These braids almost go around the ears. I don't know if she would be following like a human fashion. She grew up in a human household, so she could. She's so pretty, I love her. Okay, let's get rid of space suit or whatever this is. This like tech thing. Her mother doesn't wear like medieval human fashion. She wears much flowier dresses, much lighter dresses. I also gave her this dress to her mom with the idea that like a back is open, so wings would be like it would be comfortable for wings. But if I will be worried about that, I will be limited to like 2 dresses. I should give her wings before I forget to do that. Do I even have her wings for adults? I have different set of wings. Black wings look cool. Unfortunately, I don't think I have her wings that she had as a child for adults, like the ones that her brother has right now, like butterfly looking ones. They were in the hats category. This one is so pretty. Yeah, I don't see them unfortunately. I may try to find them later. Because they probably exist for adult Sims, I just didn't download them. You can give her this for now, these wings. Or the ones that her mom has. I think those have more color options. These ones. Yeah. At least the color scheme is the same that she had with her butterfly wings. Such a cute dress. The fur is transparent for some reason, but the rest of it is really beautiful. I can still give her human fashion because that's what she grew up with. So she can be like gravitating to it. I also want to make her shorter. Maybe not as short as her mom, but shorter than regular Sim. And we can play with skin details for her. even if I even have the ones that I'm thinking of. Just eyes? Why is something that changes eyes is in a back tattoo category? How am I supposed to see what it does? This is going to be it for her actual appearance. She's child of the island, which doesn't really make sense for me. I think I'm just going to randomize the rest of her traits, or like all of them. Loner and loyal and a slope. Okay. And I'm going to really quickly do her disguise. Her disguise looks nothing like her actual appearance. I think it's even the wrong hair color. Or is it? I don't know. I wish you could have linked disguise to her appearance like you can with every other occult that has a different form, like you can with werewolves and mermaids. I think also vampires. I don't have vampires, but I assume. Because I don't know who this is, but this is not Mara. She doesn't even have right eye color. And here I can give her just some simple medieval dress. That's what she wears when she's trying to pass as human. Also a belt. And I also want to make him a teen. Her brother Alaric.
Bacana.
I already can see that his disguise also looks nothing like his actual appearance. I don't know how I feel about brows. Maybe no brows. Yeah. Where did your eyes went? I don't remember now what eyes he had. These ones? Or these ones? I think that he had these like frog eyes. Yeah. So going to give him hair. Probably also the same wings. I mean, he can be dressed a little random because he's raised by fairies, unlike Mara, who raised by people. Like, his outfit can be accurate to 13th century, but it doesn't have to be. This may be a little too far. Maybe this kind of looks like it could be just a tunic, but it looks a little short and not exactly right. I'm actually going to make him a little shorter. His son of Yara, she's so short. Maybe he also needs a little blush. Hi Irish Dawn, welcome to the stream. At the moment I am dressing some fairies. Also, let's give him some skin details. And I forgot to give him ears. Maybe that's why he looks not right. I hope those ears work for masculine sims. Okay, so this is Alaric, Mara's younger brother. I'm just going to randomize monarch. He's not really. He's not from any monarchy. Let's randomize it again. Materialistic and perfectionist. Yeah. That will work. I'm a long-time Decades player myself. This is so cool. I'm always happy to meet other Decades players. When you say long time, how long? On what year you are now? I'm curious. Okay, do I want to do anything for him? He's kind of not favorite child of Yara. For some reason I mentioned Yara really liking Mara. Mara is very good at, whenever Yara wants from her, being communicator with people, being enough fairy so she's not irritating to fairies, but being enough human that she can properly communicate with people, when Alaric kind of failing in both departments. He's too human for fairies and not human enough for human. Again, his disguise looks nothing like him. I already forgot what skin details I gave to him. What? Did I give skin details to him? Okay. Apparently I didn't. I want to give him his frog eyes in his human form. As I was saying, he's like cannot properly keep up the disguise. So it's really hard for him to pass as human. Probably impossible to pass as human with eyes like those. So his mom would be really mad for him for that. It's kinda useless for her. I can also give him ears in his human form. Custom content. No, for some reason I don't want ears in his human form. Okay. I think it's going to be all for fairies. And I also think it's going to be all for me for today. I don't know how interesting this was to watch me to dress some random townies in medieval clothing. But I wanted to do it for a long time, kind of catch up with them, give them proper medieval clothing. And this is all of the like main families that I'm keeping an eye on. I usually give medieval clothing to like all of the townies that have houses in the towns that I'm playing in. So like I would also try to give medieval clothing to everyone that lives in Hanford, but it still doesn't really save me from randomly generated NPCs walking around in modern attire. And also everyone who lived in this village died and their kids were in modern clothing. So I will have to visit this village too at some point, but not today. But this stream is going to be all. Thank you everyone for joining me. For this medieval makeover session. Have a great rest of your day. And I will see you in the video or stream. I think I'm going to stream again next weekend. I will try to make an effort to stream every weekend. So yeah, thank you. Have a great rest of your day. Why is this awkward every time? Bye!